And I'm Saba.
And this is
Off the Mat.
In the previous episode, we talked to you a little bit about what you need to know before deciding that you want to become a Pilates instructor. In this episode, we want to talk to you about what are the steps that you should be taking or maybe should start looking into if you do want to become a Pilates instructor, more concrete steps.
I agree.
Nod the head. Nod the head. How did you become an instructor?
It was very interesting, actually.
Okay.
I used to be an ESL teacher back home, and then when I moved to Canada for good, I honestly didn't know what I'm gonna do. And one thing I knew was I don't want to go back to college and like study and everything. And so one of my friends, and I used to do Pilates, like personal practices, for years, like ever since I can remember. I've never been a gym girly, always been either doing Pilates or yoga, stuff like that. So one of my friends actually jokingly was like, "Oh, well, you love Pilates, you love teaching, why don't you teach Pilates?" And that like just turned something on in my brain, and I was like, interesting, why didn't I think about that? So again, I did my research, just like we talked about before, to learn a little bit more about like how you become an instructor and like what is the journey basically to becoming one. And ever since I started to think about it more seriously, it felt like the universe was also dropping in signs every now and then. Like I used to go to like Pilates reformer classes myself, just like personal practice, and like random instructors would come up to me and be like, "Are you an instructor too? Like you know what you're doing on a machine?" And I was like, I take that as a sign. So I immediately found Body Harmonics, which resonated with me, and their courses was like a month after I called. So I signed up, and I was like, "Yep."
So many signs.
I know, so
It
many
was so
signs.
meant to be.
It was
So
meant to
meant
be. What about you?
So I actually think I told my story in the first episode a little bit, but basically, just to touch on it. So I used to be like a complete couch potato growing up. I hated anything that had to do with exercise. And then I would just kind of go back and forth between like the gym and elliptical and like whatever, all this other stuff. And one day my mom came to me and I didn't know what she was talking about, but she was like, "Do you want to do a class with me? It's like this cool thing called the reformer." And I had no idea that it was a form of exercise. I was like, "Fun, like let's have some like mom daughter time, cool." And we went, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And like I always say to this day that like you need to find the sort of exercise that actually speaks to you. You're not gonna like every single thing. Like to this day, it's definitely opened my mind to a lot of things, but I don't love every single kind of exercise out there, right? So once you find what is yours, you will want to stick to it. So
And
anyway,
sometimes you like some exercises, they don't like you.
yeah.
We had to learn it the hard way.
Oh, do you want to tell it? Or do you want me to tell it?
Go for it.
Well, it was like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right. 4 weeks ago. Actually, like backtracking, for the past like 2 months, Saba and I have been saying that we really want to try a HIIT class. Okay. So we've been preparing ourselves, and every time we would like sign up for one or like talk about trying one, something would kind of not align, and we had to like cancel or reschedule, whatever. Anyway, a Monday, like 4 weeks ago, we were like, we're gonna do this class, perfect, amazing, like we're good. We went in, it was the best HIIT class, like it was amazing, fantastic.
The energy was there, like it was great.
Everything, like we genuinely enjoyed it. There was nothing like that we would have. I mean, like looking back at it, there was some stuff we would have done differently, but like in the moment,
but we would have done
way.
differently. No, like no.
Yeah, not to insert or anything.
Yeah.
And then like the next day, Saba's texting me and she's like, "I have the worst back pain," and I'm like, "Girl, good morning." So do I.
And in my head, I was like, "Oh, what happened? Like, what did I do?" And then the moment she was like, "Oh, me too," I was like, "Okay, it's okay. I guess we're in this together."
Anyway,
so that class did not like us.
And it persisted, like that back and forth pain persisted for like what 2.5, 3 weeks.
I'm still going to physio.
Yeah. So it's been a minute. It was a sign for us to not try it.
and we didn't get the sign, so we had to learn the hard way.
So some exercises won't like you, and some of them you won't like them. But anyway, so that was that. And then how I actually became an instructor, like I fell in love with Pilates and I started working front desk at a Pilates studio. And then from there, like I just started taking more classes and like enriching my own practice. And then eventually, like it became such a big part of my life that I thought, okay, well, why not teach it? And I also found body harmonics, and the rest is history.
And it was funny because our instructors were also like the same instructor. The training.
Oh yeah. We both also were trained by like the same
instructor at Body Harmonics. And like I mean, we both got certified from Body Harmonics, but like that is not just the only one out there. There are so many like good certification courses that exist. There are short ones which I personally like wouldn't really recommend unless you really do your research and like you ask them what is part of the curriculum, what they're covering, because like getting a certification is easy. You can even do it online, whatever, but it's what you bring to the table and what you take to class with you.
Also so hard to like learn everything in 3 days. A lot of the certifying bodies that are just now coming out are like weekend long, right? And it's Pilates is such a wide field that it is impossible to learn everything that you need to know in just those 3 days. So, like specifically, what we did was a course that was 3 months long, and you're back and forth in the studio, like every other week for a weekend, and you're learning, and then you have time to like go home and do your own practice and like
Study.
teach some privates. Yeah, exactly. So kind of get some hands-on practice. So those 3 months were really important because we got so much information that we would have never gotten in just a weekend. And like not to knock off, like there's a lot of certifying bodies that are genuinely good that do it in a weekend, but I think that it's just it gives you a base, but it doesn't teach you like everything that you need to know. You'll still like even with the 3 months, we don't know everything you need to know. We always go back and learn. But with the 3 days, the knowledge you're getting is very limited. So you're not necessarily going to step out into the field and be like the best instructor you can be.
And it might be like longer 3 days, but again, like your brain can only take so much, right? It, like even with those 3 days, I remember some days we were just like mentally so burnt out. Like the last hour of that weekend, we were just not listening to the instructor anymore at that point. Like you need to do your own research and see what they actually cover. Again, just like Alin said, there are so many good ones out there that they might even be short, but they do cover a lot of things. That said, that might just drop more on your plate because they will give it to you, but you are responsible to go study everything on your own and all that. But what matters, like what I personally loved about Body Harmonics was it guided you through it and especially made sure that you're okay with cueings. It's not that they just tell you this is it, this is it, this is it, go teach. They make sure that you understand the cueing process. So it's the support behind the system. And even like after we got our certifications, I remember specifically they called us, they wanted to know if we secured a position, a job. If not, they could have helped us. Like it's the support behind the scene that really makes it worth it.
That's my next point too. Like we kind of said this, but like there's some weekend long certificates and some that are months long. So you really need to kind of consider what is best for you and what suits you best. Long ones obviously give you like more information. And then the other thing too is like research ones that are within your area and then find what exactly it is that they give and what you're looking for. Like, do they align? Because some of them don't teach anatomy, for example. Is there like prenatal, postnatal that is included, or do you have to do that separately as well? Because that's a really important part as well, right? Like, just because you're not certified to teach prenatal, postnatal doesn't mean that
pregnant ladies were not come to your classes.
So, 100%, like you always want to kind of see what they teach and see what aligns with you, and kind of like continue your own research beyond that as well.
One thing I am very, very extremely biased. I would not recommend online courses.
Oh yeah. Oh,
not
that was my next
even
point, actually, go in person.
Oh. Yeah, like do not go online because the way you learn in person is so different. It could be just the millennial in me, but she's Gen Z and she
No,
agrees.
like 100%.
It's just so different because you connect with other people and you cue, like it's the connection that builds into that learning process. And we learned so much with each other. We learned so much designing classes together. We learned so much like cueing to each other and understanding the mistakes and everything, and the group activities that actually, shout out Victoria, gave in our classes really helped us, first of all, connect with each other as instructors, like-minded people. Second of all, just like it helped us grow as instructors within that, because you're an instructor, you need to build that connection within people. So why not start it in the class first?
It is so hands-on when you go in person. Like it's more hands-on than you could ever get online, obviously. The way that it was structured too, like in case anybody's wondering, it's you start usually with like a warm up, get the body warmed up or anything like that. Again, depends on like who's teaching the class, but usually start with a warm up. Then you sit down and you do some learning. A lot of the learning is physical, right? So you might go back and forth between books and taking notes to actually doing the exercises and feeling the muscles that are working and so on and so forth. That's a big chunk of the day. You might have a break somewhere like 2.5, 3 hours in, a quick break to like go get food, whatever. Come back, same thing, hands on like books, or doing your own kind of like practice teaching with other people in the class. And then you kind of do like a cool down, conclusion, and they send you your way for the day.
Just to open a bracket, when she means warm up, it's not to warm the temperature of the body up. It's warming up the specific muscles that you are going to be working.
It's been such a big trend to start warm up as in like warm up of the temperature of the body, but you're not. It is so important to warm up the three major joints, which is your shoulders, your spine, and your hips.
And going like starting with all that against the gravity is just so dangerous because your body's not used to it. Like walking, standing, sure, warming up and standing is great because your body is walking constantly. Your body's used to that position, staying against gravity. But with your chest, your shoulders, your hips facing down against gravity and holding a plank, for example, that's not an easy, like that's not the best way to start. Bracket closed. And in the in-person classes, we also like what we did in our class. I don't know if you guys also did it, but we analyzed postures. Like when we were learning the postures, we literally, it was a little bit awkward for the person standing in the middle and everyone else circling around them looking at their posture, but it was so beneficial. So like that is something that you will not experience online, because no matter what you angle the phone, like they can't really see what's happening. But with in person, like we actually saw, oh yeah, like when the hip is like tilted in someone's posture, it also shows in their knee, like when you look at it from the back of the knee. And these kind of little pointers was like, to me personally, was so interesting. I was like, oh my god, the body's such a big world. So that is another thing that you have to consider.
Yeah, it comes in handy because when you're teaching a class, you need to know how someone's form looks like and what in their form you need to correct. So posture is a big part of it too. Like, because sometimes you don't want to push on someone a posture that's not theirs, because you can't, like, especially in a group class, you can't fix someone's posture. You can't like tell them exactly what it is that they need to
because
be doing.
like that's more of a private session
You
kind
need
of
to
thing.
know when it is actually someone's posture that needs work on, or is it their actual form that you can correct in a group class.
Yeah, because a lot of people, like after the class, they come to you and they're like Saba, when I do this, this is like where I feel it. Like, am I doing something wrong? So that's when it becomes a little bit on a side note private session where I like look at their posture and be like, okay, no, like in my head, I'm like, is it a postural thing that is causing her to feel it there? Or is it like her form is wrong and she's doing something wrong, or does she need a modification to eventually with progress build to that form and to that like advanced move kind of thing.
Okay, my next point, actually, like financially speaking, be prepared to spend some money on a certification, and also know that there is some discounts you can dabble in.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, okay, specifically for
What
me,
discount did you get?
well, a student discount. I told you this.
Oh, right. You
So,
are a student.
I still am a full-time student, and I was actually able to get a student discount on my certification because I was doing it while I was still in school. You just need to have proof of enrollment, and they will be able to, specifically with body harmonics, they'll be able to kind of process that for you. However, on that point, some of the certifications can be expensive, but I always recommend to actually like ask about if there's any discounts that you could get, because sometimes like they can help out.
Even payment plans.
Payment plans too, yeah. So there's a few things you can do, but that's like up to you to do your research depending on like what is the certifying body that you're going into, and then from there kind of figure out what works best for you. But it is not a cheap process.
It's not, yeah. It's not cheap money wise, it's not cheap mentally either. So you really need to learn. Like you need to be in it. Yeah, you need to be in it to be in it. You know, it's not like school. No one is gonna scold you like, why did you not do your homework? Like, why did you blah blah blah? You know, you want to learn, and they actually want you to graduate. They want you to get certified, but they also, you are kind of building their resume as well. So the better the instructor you are, the more chance there is that people go to them for more certifications kind of thing. Also want you to actually graduate. So you really need to want to put that work in.
And needless to say, like not everybody does. I know a few people that weren't able to graduate. Like they do help you a lot. If, for example, you weren't able to successfully pass your exams, they help you a lot with like how to move forward. Everything's very clear. Like if someone fails an exam,
Very supportive.
you can
Yeah.
like redo it at a later date, or you have to redo the program. Like they're very understanding, and they kind of first look into what went wrong and why you weren't able to pass the exams, right? There is an in-person hands-on exam, and then also like a written one and an anatomy exam. So again, at least for body harmonics, but they're very helpful, like very understanding, and that's something you should also look into, is like how the certifying body that you're looking to go into is treating the examination process.
Yeah, that's very important too. Also the fact that like with body harmonics, and I know with like the certification program that we are thinking of adding to this, she Pilates and yoga, we are very focused on those hours that you practice teaching. Now I know a lot of people fake it, but it actually helps a lot.
Yeah.
Wait, one of our mics are off.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Since when?
I don't know.
It's on now.
It is what it is.
So
This is how Alin's voice sounds like with a mic on.
Is it urgent? I'm kind of filming a podcast. What's up? Okay, I love you. I'll talk to you later.
Kinda being the key word there.
Okay, bye. Okay, well, so my mic was off the entire time. I hope you were still able to hear half of our episode, or more than half of our episode, but it's okay because now we know, and now we're gonna do better.
Sharing is caring.
To kind of conclude that segment, like you want to research, find out, sign up, and prep. So let's talk a little bit about like what you need to prep, what you're going to be bringing, and all that.
Maybe save your money before. Maybe save your money before. while you're doing your research.
We've never done the podcast in this way before. This is new for us. We're gonna, don't worry. Next time we'll charge them. We'll make sure. Okay.
We promise.
So when you actually sign up, you need to check the schedule. Make sure you are on time. You're there early so that you can get as much information as you possibly can. Right. Like I would even stay
an hour after the class, either practice teaching with other people or asking my instructor questions. So be there early, stay if you have to, and be well prepared.
Yeah, depending on how long the day is, you might want to bring, like, first of all, like, you already know, water. You need your nutrition, you need your food. Usually, like, where our studio was located, it was very close to like Loblaws and all the other like Starbucks. It was around us, but it's still, and it felt good to step out and take a walk, go get food and then come back, but sometimes it was just too late to do so, so we didn't get enough time to go and get food and come back. So like a lot of us would bring food with us just in case if we didn't get enough time to go outside. Also, if you do get time to step outside, even if you have your food with you, please do go outside, take a deep breath in, step out, just like walk a little bit because you've been cooped up in the room for such a long time. It restarts your brain, so the rest of the day goes faster and easier, and you actually understand what they're talking about in the room.
Okay, so as for our list, nutritious food, water, comfortable clothing, pens, and notebook or a laptop. Okay, so you got certified. What's next? First of all, look into the connections that you've made. Is there anybody in your class that you were getting certified with that maybe knows someone or could connect you to somebody else, maybe a studio owner or like a gym owner or something like that? Like, look for opportunities within your community. Uh, and then, like, also, of course, like within your friends and family, and look inward first, and then you can kind of spread out and send your resumes and like go to other places to kind of like find an opportunity elsewhere. But I think like your best chance is to find an opportunity, especially like for your first couple classes. It's your best chances like to get an opportunity within the community, within people that already know you, and have a good impression of you.
Starting with privates helps a lot with your practice as like cueing and like building that confidence, because when you want to when you're stepping into the room, you want to show that you're confident, so immediately people start trusting you. But if you come into the room feeling that you're not capable or you're lacking, they will also feel that energy off you, and that creates a mistrust immediately. So their vibes are gonna be off with you as well. Helps to do privates to your mom, to your family members, just to build that confidence boost kind of up.
Take classes within these studios that you want to eventually work at, because that way they get to know you as a regular, and then they have more of like an image of you. They get to know you and eventually might offer you a position, or like if you ask for something they might let you cover. Get on a cover list, like look into gyms and studios and see, like a lot of the instructors here started as like just covering classes, and just whenever like we needed a cover, like to come in and cover for another instructor and help out. You build trust with the owners of the studio, you build kind of the clientele, clients start asking for you to be on the schedule, and from there you start building like your own practice. I was just going to say, like, no matter what, at all times keep learning and keep taking classes and enriching your knowledge. That'd be kind of like my last point of like, no matter what, always continue to learn, continue to take classes, even when you're teaching for 10 years. Like, doesn't matter. Never stop practicing and never stop taking classes. Um, you will always keep kind of like renewing your knowledge and getting inspired by other instructors. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. And until then,
See you on the mat.
bye.
Seizure.